Hey fam bam, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ritzy Ruthie, and it feels good to be back with another Big Brother Naija update. Very soon we'll be rounding up with the Big Naija updates, Big Brother Naija updates, but don't worry, I've got you covered with more interesting videos, okay? Alright, so today we want to talk about Cece's diary session. Of course, as the show is coming to an end, the diary sessions are becoming a little more emotional. Housemates are opening up a little more than they used to. They're learning to let go, maybe because of the fact that they know that very soon they'll be saying bye-bye to the house, moving on to the real world. Maybe because they think that the voting season is over. I don't know what it is, but I think it's good for us because I mean we get to meet the housemates a lot more now. Like, we get to know them a lot intimately than we did before. Those housemates that we think we judged hastily, now we can get to understand some of the decisions, why they did what they did, why they were somehow the way they were in the house. I like the fact that today's diary session was a lot emotional. Big Brother asking questions like, what was life like before you came into the house? What did you feel like when you first came in? What has changed about you? What's the biggest surprise that you've had since you've been here? Things like that make the housemates to open up a lot more than they've done in previous diary sessions, and I really like today's diary session. The diary session that I really kind of enjoyed was Cece's diary session, and that was because I mean she got to open up about what life was like before the Big Brother house. You know, she talked about how before she came into the Big Brother house she really wasn't a social person. She's not like a friendly person, didn't have much friends, really thought much about making good grades in school, and then once she came out from school into the real world, she realized the world is not about making good grades. It became a little bit harder for her to, you know, be grounded in the real world, make friends, open up to her family members. Things like that made me understand her a little more. I'm not gonna say I'm a big Cece fan, that would be a very big lie, but this really made me understand her. She also talked about, you know, losing her mother at a very early age, and according to her, in her words, that made her a bitter person, okay, and that made her build a wall, you know, shoving people out of her life, even her family members. Like, she's not really open to them because of that experience of growing up without a mother. And I kind of understand. I can't really say that I understand that because I mean I still have my mother, so I'm not gonna say I do understand it, but it made me understand her a little bit better. So maybe I will judge her less. Maybe I'll be a lot less harsh to her when I judge the things she do. So she talked about that, and then, you know, when people that went on to ask her, you know, what are some of the surprises that she had been in the house, you know, she talked about some of the surprises, and the one that really got to me, the one that I was really interested in, was when she talked about the surprise of Tobi. According to her, Tobi turning against her was a big surprise. That she thought that friendship was all about when you're friends with someone, you be there for them through thick and thin. You just be there for them, you know. That she felt like that was what friendship was all about. But the way Tobi turned against her, doing everything within his power to remove her from the house, so, you know, from the conspiracy to getting her out of the house to Cece. She feels like Tobi, not she feels, because she said it time and time again, that whenever Tobi comes into the nomination room, to the diary room to do nominations, he nominates her back to back to back. So I'm wondering in my mind, what would she feel like when she finally comes out of the house and realizes that Tobi has actually never nominated her in that diary room. The only time he nominated her was the day when he replaced her with he replaced Miracle with her. If she realizes that, when she comes out and she realizes that Tobi never for one day in the all of the 12 weeks, actually 10 weeks of them nominating, he never nominated her, what would her feelings be like? What would she say then? Would she apologize to him for judging him hastily and all of that, you know? And she said, you know, she didn't feel like, she felt like, you know, friendship was all of Friendship was when you're friends with somebody, you have their back, you be there for them, you do this, you do that with them. And I don't know. Did Tobi really turn his back against Sisi? Or did Sisi push Tobi away? Now, I want you to understand this, because in the first 3 weeks of Big Brother, I know how many memes Nigerians made of Tobi. In fact, Tobi was like the beggy of the house. He was the beggar of the house. He was always apologizing for one thing or the other. She'll get angry when he talks to female housemates. She'll get angry when she calls him and he doesn't respond to her calls. She'll get angry when according to her, he ignores her. She'll get angry when he plays with other female housemates. She'll get angry. She'll get basically angry at everything. And for 3 weeks of this show, this boy kept begging, apologizing, sorting out issues, talking out issues, talking, begging. We started calling him the beggy. We started saying, you know, in fact, people took it upon themselves on social media to organize a social media prayer session for him, for God to liberate him from her shackles. And somehow in the 4th or 5th week, we started seeing the changes in Tobi. You know, they would have an argument, he'll walk out on her, she would insult him and he'll insult back. She'll call him names and he'll call her names back. We started seeing that gradual change. Before we knew what was happening, things degenerated to what it is now, where they can't really even have a conversation like civilized human beings, where they can't even see each other eye to eye, where to even do tasks together is a problem. You know, how did he get here? Do you think he really just woke up one day and turned his back against Sisi? Or do you think that events of the first 3-4 weeks led to what CB is right now? I want us to have that conversation in the comment section. Please, 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 let us keep it civil. Let us just please keep it civil. If you have anything to say it in a civilized manner. Let's really talk about this. And if you're not subscribed to the Fan Bam, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It is absolutely free. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.